You to save me some.
Hey guys, DigiGamer here. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new Digimon coming to Digimon Links. I just want to let you guys know that this hasn't been announced by Bandai. This information comes from somebody on Reddit. I don't know who it was, but they data mined the game and they found the codes for these new characters. So we have to assume, pretty highly educated guess, that these are the next Digimon to come. So with that being said, let's get into the video. This is going to be a video similar to the other video I did where I compared the 4 Digimon in the Advance Beginning Quest. So I'm going to compare these 3 Digimon for the best PvP and the best co-op, and then we're just going to run over some of their base stats and stuff like that. And then I'll just give you my opinion at the end on who I think the best Digimon is. So if you're a subscriber, thank you for showing up today. If you're not a subscriber, please consider it. I do a lot of Digimon and Dokkan Battle and any games in general, really. But if I help you out with this video, please help me out and help the channel grow by just subscribing and liking if it helps you out. If it doesn't help you out or you don't learn anything new, then just ignore me. But alright, let's get into it. So the 3 Digimon that are found are going to be, first we're going to talk about Rosebud. Rosebud is a Digimon who is classified as a nature. She's in the nature element. So let's just start off with her base stats. So if you look at it at the +4 friendship max level, she has pretty high stats. It's kind of ridiculously high. I for sure want this Digimon +4. Can you see, like, this is ridiculous. So the attack on this Digimon for Rosebud is a 5419, defense is 5196, but here's where it like just becomes amazing. The special attack has a 5386 attack power. Like, that's crazy. So she has amazing defense and amazing attack. I just can't get over how like strong she is. So if you look though, her speed is a little slow. So she doesn't have speed, but hey, look at the stats. She's 5K across the board. So that's really impressive. All right, let me just stop with my crush. Okay, so something that's good about her is that she has a resistance to nature attacks, since she's nature, but she has a weakness to fire and lightning. So that could be a negative thing for her in PvP, because we know a lot of people, we assume a lot of people when PvP opens, if it opens soon, like in a month or weeks, we're going to have people using War Greymon. So if he has a fire attack, it'd be super effective to her. So that could suck, but let's move on. So if we look at her skill, she has 1 skill, and it's a physical damage to 1 enemy, and it has a 30% chance to paralyze the opponent. That's pretty awesome. So it's kind of like Vikmon's stun, a 30% chance. So this attack is going to be element is the plant. But the thing that's really shocker is her power, the skill power, is a 500. That means that she's going to be super strong. And she has a 97% chance of hitting you with an 8% chance of hitting a critical. So that's pretty good. So when I look at this character, I see that her like pros, of course, are the stats. She has a balanced 5K everywhere. So she's a high defense, high attacks. So that's awesome. Her speed is a little low, and the HP, I'm gonna chip her if I do get her like at +4 and I use her for my PvP team. I'm gonna put HP chips in her most likely, so I could just try to buff, like HP and speed would really help her with the chip system. So overall, she's pretty good. She's gonna be good for PvP because of the attack and defense, and she gets a 30% chance to stun. So she's gonna shine in PvP. So then when we look at co-op, her recommendations are for lightning, since she's strong against that. But she's going to be a single target, strong, tanky, high damage person to co-op. So is not the best situation for her. I would say this character is more of a PvPer, but you know, it's just how you play and how you like it. But so far, Rosebud is going to be a PvPer in my eyes. So now we're going to look at the next Digimon, and that is Ophanimon. Ophanimon is a pretty strong character as well, but her HP is low. Her speed is faster, but the HP is lower, and I don't like that. But so she's gonna come from, or she's gonna be the element light. So she's gonna be a light element. And if we look at her stats, her base attack is a 4566. Her defense is a 5419. But where she really shines is her S attack, or super attack, or skill attack, whatever you want to call it, is a 5955. That's really high. So that means that when she does her skill attack, she's going to be hitting really hard, and she can take a hit because she's tanky. The only thing is that HP is really low. So I'm going to say she's looking pretty good for PvP as well. If we could get some chips for HP in here, she would look pretty good. So her skill attack is a magical damage to a single enemy with a 30% chance of sleeping. And it has also a power of 500, just like Rosebud, and a 97% chance of hitting with an 8% chance of hitting a critical. That's really good. Like, that 30% chance to sleep is tied with, you know, Vikemon and Rosebud. So they're all equally advantaged there for those characters. And if you watch my other video, spoiler, I said Vikemon was the best for PvP. And, you know, he's going to be on my team most likely, unless we get Arena or Coliseum really late in the game. But, so she's a 30% chance to sleep, just like Rosebud had a 30% chance to paralyze, and Vikemon is a 30% chance to stun. So that's really good. So where she shines, her pros are going to be her special attack, and both the defenses, like, they're both really high. A 54 and a 53, that's really high. And then she also has that added bonus that 30% she can make you sleep. So she's looking really good for PvP as well. The only thing is the HP. It's very iffy for me. But you can put chips in there for HP, and that could just make the difference, just like Rosebud. So she's pretty good as well. So her main purpose, I believe, is going to be for PvP. But she's also supposedly good in co-op for dark missions, since she's light. And light is, I don't think I did her resistance, huh? So light is weak to dark, and dark is weak to light. So if you look at her resistance, I think I skipped that. She is resistant to light, but she's weak to plants and dark. And if you watch the other video, I say I put number 2 for PvP was Hercules Kabuterimon, and he's nature. So that might hurt her, because if you watch the other video, I said that Hercules Kabuterimon was very strong in the defensive department, and he had overall good stats, just weak attack. He was the weakest attack, I believe, out of all 4 of them. So, but I said if you use chips, you can increase his attack, and he can be a good mon to bring. So if people bring him, it's going to be bad for her, because she's super effective. Nature's super effective to her, so that also hurts her aspect. But then for co-op, she's good for just single target, just like Rosebud, single target, and she's good against dark. So that's her. And then last we have our other Digimon, and that is going to be this one. People have made a mistake, and I made a mistake too. I thought it was Magnamon, but it is actually Magnadramon. So people, I was at work and I was looking at the news, and people were posting. I was like, Magnamon, no way, man, that's awesome, it's awesome. But then I found out later when I was talking to my admin, when I was comparing them, when I already talked to him earlier about this video, I was like, oh, we're comparing stuff, and I was like, man, Magnamon is so sucky that his stats, blah blah blah. And he goes, yeah, but he's not out, bro. It's like, what? So yeah, don't make that mistake. I know I just went on a tangent. Don't make that mistake though. It's Magdramon, not Magdum or Magnamon. It's Magdramon. So remember that Dramon. But anyways, so here's our Digimon, Magnadramon, And if you look at the +4 stats, they're pretty high as well, but the defense is just a 4800, 48, 49, and then the special defense is a 59, 57. So she has, I'm gonna call her she because she's pink. She has the worst stats of all of them, all three of them. So it's already not looking too good for her. But so her element is going to be also light. She's a light Digimon. So, and then she has one skill also, and the skill is a physical damage to all enemies, and the power is a 250 with a 92% of hitting and 92% chance hitting and an 8% chance to crit. So her attack is really high to 5300, and her special defense is good as a 59. But that's the only thing she really has. She has her pros are the low defense, and it's also a AoE attack. So for PvP, that's not going to be good at all. But for co-op, that's awesome. So where she's going to shine is in co-op missions, and definitely co-op darkness, because like I said earlier, the resistance to light, light and dark attack each other. So she's super effective to dark, as dark is super effective to light. So those are our Digimon so far that we're getting in the game. It's those three, and right now I'm going to give you my ranking of them. So I think you guys can, just hearing the information, you guys kind of already know which ones are which, but I'll just do it anyways. So Magdramon is number 1 for co-op because the AoE attack and the high attack. So she's number 1 for co-op. And then when it comes to co-op for the other two, for Ophanimon and Rosebud, it really doesn't matter. They're like they're so similar. They're so close. So I would say they're tied for second for co-op, and the only time one will be better than the other is when you're using a type advantage. So that's the only difference there. So co-op, it's pretty, there's one that's good and the other two are single targets. So how good can that be? How good could that be? It's a single target. So for PvP though, this is where it gets harder. Of course, Magdramon is last, but it gets really hard to decide who you want to pick. If you want Rosemon or Ophanimon, it's really hard. It's really hard. But I'm gonna have to go with Rosemon number 1, but barely, like barely. It's just because her stats. She has 5,000 everywhere except for HP and speed, but you could give her chips for HP and hopefully bump her up there. And she's just really strong, and she has the percent to paralyze. But Ophanimon is she's good too. She's really good too. So it's gonna be a preference, but for me, I'm gonna put her second just because I feel like people want to run Hercules Kabuterimon. So that's another thing that makes it like it's a very small difference, and I feel like that's a game changer for me at least. So yeah, those are my rankings. Those are the stats of the characters, a little breakdown of just their stats and everything. I hope this video helped you guys out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're a subscriber, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting the subscribe and the like button. If the video helped you at all, or if you enjoyed it, help me out and help the channel grow. And after I upload this video, I'm gonna do the giveaway video. So I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So I'll put that up right after this. So make sure you guys, if you guys are up right now, if you guys aren't sleeping, just wait a few more minutes. The video will be up, and you guys could see what you got to do for that +2 Omnimon account. That's all I got for you guys today. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night.